All right, hello and welcome to the 20% Berlin podcast, the companion podcast to the 20% Berlin newsletter. I am co-founder, co-writer, co-man for everything, Andrew Bulkeley, and I'm joined this week, as I always am, by
Maurice Frank, co-everything as well. Yeah, so many co's. I mean, this is a co-operative, I would say.
well, at least we don't have a bathroom to clean.
You're right, but we'll get there. One day we will have a bathroom.
That's why we're doing it in the studio today, with the hopes of getting more listeners. So today we want to talk about national unemployment in Germany, a poll in Berlin that puts the AfD as the leading party in Berlin. I want to chat a little bit about the campaign posters. There are campaign posters everywhere in Berlin now. The latest AI video surveillance will be at Cottbusser Tor, Berlin's constant Brennpunkt. What's a hotspot? Crime hotspot. And I want to talk about the Speckgürtel, the area around Berlin where people are moving because apartments are too expensive.
So now there's like a double
That's what
Speckgürtel,
concentric
right? Like
circles.
The second one, right?
I thought that was kind of fascinating.
Like in London, that would be called like Zone 8 or something.
Yeah. Is that how it is in London? Are the concentric circles the zones?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you've been on vacation. Last time we did this, you were in Denmark.
Yeah, and then after that, we went down to Bavaria for a few days to the Bayerische Voralpen. You know what that is? Bayerisch Zell.
Jesus, no. It's always so important to people down there that you know exactly where you are. If you're in Oberfranken, Unterfranken.
It's like a 1,000-year-old village which was founded by monks in the Middle Ages.
Right.
And I mean, I have to say, it's pretty nice.
Weren't they all founded by monks?
I guess so, yeah. You know, there's a brewery. It is. I mean, it's just so beautiful. I didn't know Germany really had nice mountains.
Dude.
But they're really high. They're steep. They're beautiful. You don't even have to go to Austria to get them.
We're both kids of the Rocky Mountains. You grew up in New Mexico. I grew up in
Yeah.
Colorado. They aren't as dramatic. The Rocky Mountains are just kind of there.
I mean, this is like. I mean, we went up this one mountain. We took a train up the mountain because there's no way the kids were going to be climbing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane.
The Alps go straight up, man.
Yeah, and then
It's
you
like
get there, and then there was
Germany,
a
and then-
cave. Then you could go in a cave inside the top of the mountain. It was sick.
You turn into a 12-year-old when there's a cave. Every time I see a cave. No, this is because I've been spending a lot of time. There's a promoter in Baden-Württemberg that likes me, so he books me for all these shows. So I spend a lot of time down there, and every time I'm through there, I'm just like, dude, this is crazy beautiful.
I mean, the weather was amazing. It's clean. The air is fresh. The people are friendly. You don't want to maybe delve into their political stance too much.
Well,
but
you just
for a
described
vacation, it's nice.
you just described Brandenburg. It's
I
like
didn't.
it's the
But
same thing.
Brandenburg's it's not beautiful like that is.
It can be, but yeah, not the dramatic, but
And you get back here and you're just like, what is up with this place? It smells. There's like a thick layer of dirt on everything.
just grime. Yeah.
Grime, like in public transport.
You know, sometimes I look down at the ground and like the subway station. Who's chewing all that gum? Where's all that gum coming from?
I mean, I chew gum, but then I throw it in the trash.
But do you chew like every day?
Nah, like every 2 weeks.
Man, there's just so much gum. No, it's beautiful down there. Allgäu, I know what the Allgäu is now. Beautiful, same thing.
Yeah, and I have yet to explore the Allgäu. What is it? It's not big mountains. It's like big hills, right?
No, it's like what you're talking about. It's like the Voralpen. It's in front of the Alpen, and it's just like farmland. It's like a flat area in front of the Alps. It's
Okay, but
farmland.
this is not flat where I was.
Oh, this is
Like
like
a hotel.
rolling. It's
We
like
stayed in a
rolling.
hotel that was at a ski resort called Zudelfeld.
My God, I just had a dream last. I have been having weird dreams that we were staying at a resort somewhere, and there were people standing next to me in their ski outfits, and I was like, "It's summer, you can't ski." And they're like, "This is the mountains, man. You can ski year round."
And there are these cows everywhere with bells on them. It's incredible. They're like ding ding. This like ding 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 all the time.
I have a joke because I performed in Friedrichshafen, which is on Bodensee and Lake Constance. And this happened. I walked from the hotel to the venue, and I walked by a herd of goats and 4 organic cows. Like there's a little sign that said Bio-Kühe so. And so I just thought, like, in that walk, that span down here in Baden-Württemberg, I walked by these goats and organic cows. In Berlin, I would have walked by 2 corpses. Like,
Oh, don't get me started. There was like, I saw a zombie yesterday in the U-Bahn. But anyway, can I tell you one story about our road trip down there?
sure, go ahead.
So somewhere in Thüringen, we stopped at a rest stop to pee. And there's like it's just, there's no amenities, nothing. It's just one of those like prison style toilets.
Is this going to be a swinger story?
No. Yeah, I wish. Anyway, there's a fence. And then on the other side of the fence is this old building. And on the building it says Germany's oldest rest stop. And it's this house that was opened up in 1934 or something. And then there's like this little hut in front of it. And then I realized, wait, there's like a menu on the fence. And you ring this bell.
No.
And then this woman comes out of the hut. And then you shout your order to her. And then she brings you a coffee. She hands it to you. She climbs up a little ladder, hands it over the fence. And then you give the money through the fence. But if you ask any questions, beware. She's in such a bad mood.
Nice.
This place is so crazy, man.
East German customer service.
Oh my God. But it's the freakiest place.
I got to go there.
And apparently it's Germany's oldest Raststätte.
I'm glad when you said the menu, I was expecting something else.
What are you expecting?
Sometimes there's just like broth. There's like women with campers at rest stops.
There's a little bit more Monday. It's like Bockwurst, coffee, a Mars bar.
That sounds amazing. What is that on the A9?
Yeah, exactly. A9. And this woman she seems so unhappy to be there.
I love that in Germany, these spots where you think it's kind of a special spot. It's something unique. People put pride into this thing. And actually, she's just like, nee, das kannst du schließen. Das brauche ich gar nicht.
But it's like, and her whole business is done over the fence. That's like what I find hilarious.
Beautiful. That's great.
It's like so back. Literally, it's like a short story or like a movie you'd see at the Berlinale or something.
Oh, that's nice.
Anyway, yeah, go down and do a TikTok, man.
I should. Actually, I like Thuringia. I really like. It's a beautiful state.
Yeah.
People,
you want to get onto the
national
news?
I have
item?
one more thing I want to talk about. I canceled. Did we talk about this already? I canceled Netflix, Prime Video. I canceled all that.
Yeah, who cares?
That I canceled it, or that those things exist?
Why should I care about that?
No, so now what we're stuck with is the ARD Mediathek. Like all we can watch are German public broadcasters, and there is actually, I'm shocked. There's some pretty good journalism out there.
You're shocked that Germans can do journalism?
Well, it's a problematic because half of the show is the German journalist's ego. Like we watched this thing last night about converting offices into residential, and half of the show was them standing in their production office in Cologne, this really nice production office, these two journalists.
Well, they're in these sort of like Airbnbs with like a MacBook, and then they're just standing there like pretending to research.
Exactly. Yeah. These things. There was another one about royalty where the woman, the journalist herself, is royalty. In the beginning, she's like, I don't really care. And you could tell she totally cares. She loves being royalty. She's like, I don't care. She's making fun of all the other people being royalty. And then in the end, she finally goes, yeah, there's no money with my royalty, but I wear it like jewelry.
What about Arte?
I always mix it together. It's odd. That's where we're half Arte.
Arte, you get some French stuff too.
Yeah, which is also nice.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. So I'm gonna keep it canceled. All right, moving on. You want to talk about? Unemployment.
If you haven't heard about it, like the economy of the country is pretty screwed and has been since 2018. And so, just last month, this news 3 million unemployed people.
Yeah, but
for the first time in a July in 20 years.
So the last time was 2006?
Right. So it seems like a lot of companies are going bankrupt. Big car companies are laying off people. BMW just announced it was laying off 10,000 people.
On top of VW and Mercedes.
Right. And then you have all these other stories, all these like companies you've never heard of going bankrupt, like a bakery in Berlin whose name eludes me. It's like a chain. It just went bankrupt. Like 500 people are losing their job. This is happening all over the place. Do you remember when we moved here, like 20-something years ago? People would talk about 3 million unemployed people as this symbolic, like milestone of how bad it's getting. And we're back there, Andrew. What's happening?
I saw
You're the financial journalist. What's going on, man?
Well, no, you always have to put it in a context. Unemployment, like you need the percentage. You need like what you're saying. Since 2006, that was the beginning of the finance crisis. I was actually just down again in Baden-Württemberg where Bosch is, and I was walking through thinking like, is this going to turn into Detroit? Because it's BMW, it's VW, it's Mercedes. Also, Bosch is a huge supplier to all these. They're laying off 10,000, and you see these factories when you're down there. They're there. Mm-hmm. So I thought like, yeah, it's the deindustrialization of Germany. I was reading a thing about it.
Right, and this is not really happening in Berlin. It's happening in like small to medium-sized towns, like Ingolstadt or somewhere outside of Stuttgart that you've never heard of.
We have no idea what these places look like when you live in Berlin. Right. Like it's crazy when I go down there and do comedy because they have actual factories that are working, like big, huge factories. Right. Like I was in Ravensburg, I think it is. The factory is so big that the street goes under the factory.
Right, and there's like 10,000 people working there.
Yeah. And we don't see that here. And there's just these crazy towns that you don't even know exist, and they're full of just workers for these places. So yeah, is it gonna become a Detroit? I don't know. I was a financial journalist. Part of the problem is the German companies thought China was going to be their biggest market forever. When I was a financial journalist, we wrote all the time about how China will never be able to manufacture to the precision of German. And I always thought, why won't they? And now they are.
And this woman we met at basically a beer festival in Bavaria, like a retiree. She said, "Yeah, Germany slept through the e-mobility revolution, and so basically they're just way too late when it comes to electric cars.
They're still fighting it.
And all these jobs in southern Germany, they're all based on like making little bits of metal for like gasoline engines."
And they're still, like, Porsche's going back to combustion engines when the government should be saying, no, you're not. I mean, they tried to ban it and everybody freaked out.
Yeah, I mean, Porsche, I mean, that's like not that many cars. So it's just sort of like a boutique car maker for like insanely rich people.
But it's they're always at the spearhead. They're always like, everybody looks to Porsche for leadership.
But it's crazy though, in Denmark, there are like tons of German electric cars.
Yeah,
like there's e-Porsches, there's like all over the place. It's more than here. It's crazy.
I'm dying to trade in my diesel for an electric car.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
No, I was there. I reported on them ignoring the whole thing. Just thinking China was going to be the biggest market forever. They're going to sell diesels. Then we had Dieselgate. They solved that problem. Yeah, Germany's got to come to, their industry's going to leave. They've got to replace it with Zalando.
How many Zalandos do you need?
I don't know.
So anyway, the unemployment rate is now at 6.4%, which is creeping up.
Yeah.
I mean, Berlin is still like 11 or something. So
we're good at being unemployed.
Yeah.
Just look at you and me. What are we talking about next?
What's your first story, Andrew?
Yeah, I like this Speckgürtel thing. I want to, or now, you know, we talk about the campaign posters. 250,000 campaign posters have been hung up all over Berlin now. This is the first time I get to vote in an election in Germany. And they're like speaking to me now. And I kind of wanted to hand out awards of like the best poster, the absolute best graphically. I will never vote for this party, but graphically the best poster is from Die Linke for Elif, yeah. It's just her head. The name Elif is behind her head. She's got a white shirt on. And the best thing, her little Kampfkette, the little chain she's wearing around her neck, it says Meat and Deckel. I'm against
what?
Kampfkette. I think they're called Kampfketten. I don't know.
Are we allowed to make like political endorsements in this podcast?
Well, I'm not, because I would never vote for them. I won't vote for Die Linke, but that poster is beautiful. I love looking at it. It's great. Just graphically, it's perfect. And it's so funny. I'm against rent caps, mostly. I'm against I like rent controls. I don't like rent caps. But how badass is that? That's what you're wearing. Like, that's your necklace.
I mean, the Linke, they definitely know how to do media. They know how to do marketing, which is pretty ironic considering they're anti-capitalist. But they've definitely learned something from Mandami, right? In New York.
I don't know if you could say learn from. They evolved at the same time.
Okay.
Because Reichenich was out there killing it before Mamdani.
I mean, but she's sort of like just rants about stuff in the Bundestag, and it goes viral.
Oh no, her Instagram's great.
Yeah,
her Instagram, like, she's just good social media.
Yeah,
I guess you could say she's AOC, like she's copying Cortez in America.
Fair enough.
But no, that poster's great, and the biggest improvement. I won't vote for them either. I know you're a big fan of them, but Volt. Their posters used to be so dumb and nonsensical. You had no idea.
They're good this year.
Yeah.
Unfuck Berlin.
I think I'm kind of like, get over yourself with the unfuck Berlin. But
you're going to alienate some older, more conservative people.
But the other ones where they explain their platform sometimes.
Yeah, well, there's like a list of like 30 problems in Berlin. You know, it's like trash, rents, whatever. You know, it's like a long list of actual issues, as opposed to just like one populist kind of like shout out.
No, their housing problem, they agree with me. I think with you, they have the housing problem is just build, man. Just build.
They're saying, you need to slash the red tape around building.
Slash red tape. Have the government-owned property owners build, which is exactly right. Exactly right. So I'm impressed with Volt. And then their candidate posters are like cringy, horrible, funny. Like, they're so cringe, they're funny.
Right.
Like the dude standing there with a big mustache. I love it. So that's my second place. The worst of the AFD, they're just boring. They're unimaginative. The SPD, man. What are you doing?
Oh, God.
They're just boring. Like the party.
Greens also not so spicy.
No.
Those are, I don't know, they've just lost like their oomph, you know? I don't know.
The Greens do seem like we're kind of tired of governing. We'd like to go back to opposition.
Yeah.
I mean, they are opposition right now in Berlin, but they were governing. They will be governing again. SPD, I think the SPD should just give up nationally and locally.
My God, this is like Germany's oldest political party. They are like the OG people who fought for workers' rights. And to say that is really like quite flippant of you.
No, I'm so mad at Lars Klingbeil because they want to pass this law that makes it illegal to nationalize apartments, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like Berlin voted to nationalize apartments. The federal government now wants to pass this law to make that illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And Lars Klingbeil came out and said, well, you know, investors told us that that's a threat to them, and if we don't get rid of this threat of nationalization, they won't invest in Berlin. Dude, they're not investing now. They're building fewer and fewer apartments. I thought you were the SPD who hates money. You know? Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, fight against this stuff. So the SPD is irrelevant. So there, I talked about my campaign posters. It's your turn, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good segue over to, well, basically the actual campaigning officially began at the weekend, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of July, something really disturbing was released. The latest polling in Berlin says that the AfD would get 19% of the vote in the September election, which puts them 1 percentage point ahead of Die Linke, which makes them the biggest party in Berlin, which is insane.
Who did the poll?
Good point. So the poll was commissioned by a rather disgusting far-right website called News.
Yeah, the Fox News. Yeah.
NIUS, which is, if you pronounce it in German, it sounds like news. But to be fair, they did hire an actual polling company to do it.
I wonder how
INSA, and so they actually know how to do polls. I'm just wondering if there were leading questions in there.
I think there have to be, because every time I find a poll that like goes in one direction, even if it's conducted by INSA or one of these other supposedly independent things, weirdly they very often support the person who paid for the poll.
Right.
So I think like there has to be something in there swaying it some.
What I'm worried about is that the CSD attack happened after that poll, and then also the situation in Ceuta and Morocco. So both of those events are probably going to add a few more percentage points to the AfD.
Well, I mean, the AfD is a symbol of the same thing with the CSD attack, is that Germany's not doing very good at dealing with extremism.
Yeah, no kidding.
Which is weird, because I always thought Germans were smart. And especially like sociologically.
Where'd you get that idea?
I don't know. I thought like Germans, you know, like the World War II
They suck
movie,
at the PISA test.
like just like being manipulative, you know, like just being manipulative, creepy people.
Wait, what?
Like the cliche of a German. Like we're being weird, like manipulative. We have ways of making you talk. You know? Like I thought they knew sociologically how to. Freud was, okay, he was Austrian, but that's German.
And so that makes them intelligent, and so they won't vote for...
No, I thought they would be able to take that knowledge, apply it to the Germany country, and deal with extremism.
The Germany country.
The Germany country. Like, that's how I thought. So it's weird that I just, how are we not doing more to battle extremism? How have we lost East Germany so badly to the right?
It's insane. My prediction is within the next 10 years, we could see the redivision of Germany. Is that crazy?
I can't see that happening.
Okay.
That's Civil War level.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll go there another podcast.
Another good journalism thing I saw, because we don't have Netflix, is a piece about what would Sachsen-Anhalt look like if the AfD wins a majority.
Oh, it's so mad. So Sachsen-Anhalt is a state in the former East. It's very thinly populated, and everyone's old there, practically.
Yeah.
And they desperately need young people to work there. But if the AfD wins,
they might win
what's going to happen?
Absolute majority in September for their
like a lot of foreigners will move away, or none will move there at least. And so they're going to be understaffed, you know, like hospitals, businesses, you name it.
They asked the AfD that question, like these guys, 20% of the doctors in Sachsen-Anhalt are foreign.
Right.
And of course, the AFD says, no, we're not against legal immigrants. Legal immigrants are okay. It's the illegal immigrants, which is just a lie. We know it's just a lie. They're against immigrants.
Yeah, I mean, they'll just, they will just.
They want to send everybody from Ukraine back tomorrow, yesterday.
Right.
And how many of those doctors are Ukrainian?
Maybe they want to, ship in some Russians. I don't know.
Yeah, geez. Well, that's fine. I mean, there's good Russian people. They're not their government. So I don't know. The AFD in Berlin, 20%. I guess I used to think 10% of the electorate are morons. So we're now up to 20% of that.
Well, 19, but. I mean, is this going to affect the result, though? So if Die Linke gets 18 and AFD comes out in top, I mean, Die Linke can still form a coalition with the Greens and SPD theoretically, right?
I mean, that's what's going to be anyway. You could even have a minority theoretically, as long as somebody else doesn't build a majority.
But then the CDU is around 22, So if you have the AFD plus the CDU and maybe the FDP could bounce back.
I mean, well, you ultimately have Die Linke, Die Grünen, and CDU.
No, but CDU won't have a coalition with Die Linke.
Yeah, I mean that's the only. So the Linke has to go with SPD and the Greens.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that can happen in Berlin.
Crazy.
We're just not doing enough to get these right-wing people. I don't know, how do we get them back over? I'm trying to stop calling them names on Instagram on my reels because I think maybe that's just fomenting the division, but I don't know how to get them back over. And I have actually some followers that are AFD people.
I mean, I think a lot of them are protest voters. They're just sick of everything.
Yeah.
A lot of them are racist, actual racists.
To be fair, if I was going to vote protest, I would vote Die Linke. That would be my protest vote.
Or just don't vote.
Ugh.
Maybe convince them not to vote. That would be the best strategy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because the AFD always accuse the so-called old parties of corruption, but they're actually the worst when it comes to corruption, just hiring their cousins and stuff. So.
The AFD.
Yeah.
Well, because there aren't that many of them, and they don't know people. They don't have networks.
Right.
And they're not going to hire an expert from a university because they don't trust educated people.
Oh my God.
No, I mean, it's like this
they
whole...
don't trust educated
It's like
people.
the whole Fauci thing going on in America. Like, here's an educated doctor. Or what's his name? Who's the guy that who was the health minister here during Corona? Lauterbach.
Right.
They don't trust. They think he's a crook, too. He lives right around the corner from me.
Right. And now you have RFK and then running the U.S. health ministry and a record number of measles deaths.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's insane.
Is this what we have coming to us?
You know what's funny? I actually do look to America to think if this right-wing thing keeps happening in Germany, that's what's going to happen here. It's going to look like America now. Like the cops are probably going to turn into thugs who beat up immigrants just for fun. I mean, they kind of do that already, but then it would be state sanctioned. It would be much more widespread, And they probably would start attacking people like Jan Böhmermann.
I mean, there are people who in the AFD who want to set up a German ICE.
Yeah, so that would probably start to... You could already weaponize the existing police and the existing laws.
Right.
Then they could start... If you got some prosecutors who are on your side, you could start charging journalists on the left. You could just charge them, whether the charges stick or not, whether convictions happen. You could charge them to try to...
Eternal lawfare.
Yeah, well, that's what's happening in America. The New York Times is constantly getting sued.
Right.
So I look at America to see what Germany might become, what it might be like.
Should we go on to the next story?
We can. We got,
What's your next story?
What is my next story? Berlin's rising house, the Speckgürtel. First off, should we explain what a Speckgürtel is? Because I like this phrase. It's a weird, sometimes Germans are funny. So the Speckgürtel is love handles. Like when you're, I've got more than just love handles now. Like your spare tire around your middle. Uh-huh. So that's what they call the area around Berlin.
Love tires.
Love tires?
Yeah.
Is that what Speckgürtel? Yeah. So anyway, that's what they call the area around Berlin where people, because it's so expensive in the middle, they move to the edges. Mm-hmm. And that's happening so much in Berlin, we now have a second concentric circle.
Okay.
So the first Speckgürtel, the first
like
spare
a double
tire.
Donut.
Oh, a double donut. It's a Boston cream. There's about 1 million people in that first one. In the second one, there's 250,000. And both of them have been growing faster than the rest of Brandenburg. So people are just getting pushed out of... It's like the people who got pushed out of Berlin are now getting pushed out of where they got pushed out of. They're moving even further out.
And they're all working in their home office, so they don't need to come into town, or they drive in, or...
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the S-Bahn goes out there.
I guess so.
To the first Speckgürtel, at least. The S-Bahn goes out to the first Speckgürtel.
But Berliners themselves have less cars than they used to. But I've noticed all the license plates are basically Brandenburg license plates.
I don't know. Well, part of that problem is a lot of the Brandenburg license plates you're seeing are Ubers that are illegal.
Right.
The illegal Ubers all come from Brandenburg now.
Okay, from TF, right?
Yeah, because Berlin cracked down on it. I don't know why they couldn't just hand that information to Brandenburg, and Brandenburg could crack down on it too.
Well, how are they illegal?
Some dude signs up for Uber, then he hands his car to somebody else to drive it, but it's his name.
Well, it's a company. It's like a subcontractor.
I saw this happen in Cologne. I had the same Uber driver, supposedly, even though it was not the same Uber driver. Same car even. It was the same name. So he runs a company, what's supposed to be individual drivers, but anybody can do it. You just take it. I actually I got to stop talking about comedy. I did a gig in, was that Tempelhof, in a bar, and there was a guy sitting at a table with like all these women around him, and I was like, who is that? And they said, you don't know, that's the Uber guy. That's the guy who is scamming Uber, like has all these illegal Ubers. And they're like, yeah, he has one of his friends works for Uber, and that's how come it works. But so all the TFs you see, all those TF Ubers, those are the illegal Ubers.
Owned by one guy. Wow. But Uber's pretty fine with it. They don't care, right?
Do any of those companies? None of those companies have a moral compass.
Right, so it's kind of a mafia situation.
It's definitely a mafia situation.
Okay, wow. So what's up with the Speckgürtel? It's growing. It's grown a second ring.
Yeah, just grow. That's the thing. Did you ever think about moving out to Brandenburg?
Never.
I don't know that I really thought about, but I have a weekend place out there, which we're actually probably going to sell and buy a different one.
You know what bothers me about Brandenburg?
What?
I mean, apart from the obvious sort of like weird Nazi vibe you get in some places, the way they've renovated these beautiful old villages, like basically after the Wende, all these old Prussian villages were pretty run down, like gray, crumbling buildings. And they, like all at once, all these people went to Obi or the Baumarkt, and they just got like the cheapest crap and covered up all the old stonework and the old stuff. And they painted the houses like bright green, put on like bright blue roof tiles, and they put these like horrendous like industrial fences in their in the front garden. It's like so gross, fences. Man. It's horrible. Like you go to a village, I don't know, like France or Spain or any other country. They don't do that.
Well, part of the problem is that it was all renovated at the same time.
Right.
Like if you go to France or Spain, this dude renovated in the 70s, this dude renovated in the 80s, so you have this weird like kind of heterogeneous... But
there's also some like standards or norms about how you rent. Like I don't know. There was I once went to this French village, right? And like you could only paint the house a certain color, or you had to use these kind of roof tiles, and it just... allows the village to maintain like its historic charm. Here they just ruin these places. I mean, it's insane.
Todsaniert, they say it in German.
Yeah, it's worse than that. It's worse than Todsaniert. It's just like, it's hideous.
But
like purple roof tiles and shit like that.
Those are disappearing. I haven't seen those recently. I know what you're talking about. They seem to be going away.
Right, and the fences really bother me.
That gray fence. I know exactly the fence you're talking about.
Oh, the gray, green, but it's like this like metal thing.
There's a new one where they put like wallpaper in it.
They sort of like weave it through it.
Yeah. It's fake rocks. It's fake rocks. You're just like,
it's like
you're tricking no one. It just looks crappy.
I mean, usually what happened in London, like all the villages around London slowly got gentrified. You got good coffee. You got like artist studios and stuff out there. It's like not happening here so much, This was like all that sort of like bourgeois bohemian stuff we people from Pennsylvania back like a little bio shop, a good like a flat white.
Do you remember the band the Sneaker Pimps?
Yeah,
he bought like an old water plant, like a pump station somewhere. And I've always meant to write him, say like, where is this thing? I want to go see it, because he talked about it once in a podcast or something. He was like, this were the days in Berlin where you just drove out there and there was a sign that said for sale, and you're like, here's $1,500, and you got it. But I've always wondered where that is. I actually want to start this off years like 2003 or something. One of our colleagues from London, this was back when I was a journalist, came to Berlin for the weekend, and we went to some lake outside in Brandenburg. And the whole time, when somebody's visiting you and they've got this look in your eyes, you're like, dude, what are you thinking about the whole time? And after about 3 hours, like, Nick, what's up? He's like, if this was London, Do you know how valuable this land would be?
Yeah.
And everybody's out here just like naked, swimming in kind of a gross lake with there's no amenities. So obviously everybody's just peeing. He's like, how is this even possible? And it's exactly what you're talking about. And I thought like the sneaker pimps buys this water thing, and then that town becomes like a little weird bohemian town that everybody goes to. And there are like little places where like somebody has created something.
Yeah, like if you go to the Märkische Schweiz, have you ever been out there?
Yeah,
That's not just beyond the Speckgürtel, but that's like there's like these little like organic bed and breakfasts
Yeah.
and stuff, you know.
that got bought up. That you can't touch anymore. That's so expensive.
Right.
That's the area between Berlin and Poland. Like if you just go straight.
I don't need that shit. I just want to. If I want to move out there, I don't want to have to look at blue roof tiles and like I don't know, absurd little gnomes and stuff in the front garden.
What I like our little village in Brandenburg where our weekend place is, there used to be tobacco fields.
Tobacco?
Yeah, it used to be a huge tobacco area.
Really? That
Yeah.
grows in Germany?
What?
Tobacco grows in Germany.
Oh, there's all these a certain kind of barn is there because that's where they dried the tobacco. Probably because the Huguenots, the French Protestants who came here, they knew how to grow tobacco, and that was their area. So everybody has a tobacco plant in their front yard, just as like a real little reminder. And when it was East Germany, people grew it and could sell it for cash, like it was under the table situation. If you go far enough out, I know exactly what you're talking about, but you can get away from that sort of to some extent.
Yeah, no, there are pockets that are very beautiful, you know.
But yeah, Märkische Schweiz, that's probably the area. But then you have to go through that. What is that where the Tierpark is? Marzahn? I don't know what that is over there. You have to go through that area, which is just like it's like a rotten apple orchard driving through there. Oh, it's so awful.
Strausberg as well is a bit of a dump.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But then you get to Märkische Schweiz, because that was originally where we looked, but that got bought up quick.
Bulkel has its moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're up by Schwedt, which is also just not.
I mean,
great.
and am I just an architecture snob? I mean,
You can be. Why not? I agree with you. You're right.
okay.
That's what I didn't like about the Ostsee, the Baltic Sea, was that all got renovated at the same time. All of those little towns look exactly the same. There's nothing.
It just
interesting
gets
about
turned
them.
into this like really bad version of suburbia.
Yeah.
It's like a village, and they turned it into like a soulless suburb.
Inside,
Even though these buildings are like 300 years old.
historic buildings. Yeah.
It's insane.
Totally with you, man.
Does anyone care? I don't know.
We're just chatting because we rented a studio. What are we up to? Do you have anything left?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about one of
You talk about this all the time. Actually,
one
I
of
thought about this.
Berlin's endless number of pilot projects. You know, have you noticed that the Berlin city, when it comes to technology, it's always just a pilot project.
At this point, I think we're learning how they sneak technology into the German public.
Right, like there was the pilot Bezirksamt. Remember that? Or the pilot Bürgeramt in Kreuzberg, where you know what their innovation was? Free Wi-Fi.
But now there's the pilot mobile Bezirksamt that like it just kind of moves around.
Yeah, it's just like a trailer. Yeah, it's like a food truck.
But when I got my German citizenship, they recommended I could go there the next day and apply for my passport. They're like, just go to the mobile one.
Cool. Did you do it?
No, because I got an appointment the next day. Because you can get appointments now. That works. They've actually reformed.
Anyway, today's pilot project is a little controversial. So they're testing AI-assisted video surveillance at Cottbusser Tor, with plans to expand to Warschauer Straße if it works out. Maybe places like Görli or Alexanderplatz, or even to surveil the Rotes Rathaus, which is the main city hall near Alexanderplatz.
Does anything happen? Nothing. It's like, okay, it's on Alexanderplatz, which can be sketchy, but it's like on such a far corner. There's cars all around it.
I guess you can save on security guards.
I get, but nobody even goes there anyway.
So Iris Spranger, who is the Interior Affairs Minister. Iris Spranger. I guess she's in the SPD. She's the Interior Minister of Berlin. She emphasizes the system analyzes movement patterns, not faces, so no facial recognition. The police will only see stick figures on their screens.
We've talked about this before. We're not against it. I think maybe isn't that what AI is for? Is to like just look at banal things.
So basically, it can tell if some people are fighting, if they have a weapon in their hand. Apparently,
suppose like we have a AI expert, an AI professor among our readers. She said you don't need AI for that. Like a regular computer can do that. I don't know what. I
mean, like everything's AI now. Like
yeah,
if it's
so
a
I don't
computer,
know what.
just like you just put an AI label on it. You know?
But you're right because they tried the AI surveillance thing at Südkreuz. They do just
Well, that
kind
was
of like,
facial recognition.
okay.
Yeah.
I've always, like, for years, I thought as soon as you're in an airport, they know you're there. I've thought that's for 20 years.
Right, but this thing costs 2.47 million euros. Police unions are in favor of it, of course, but it has its critics. So Matthias Marx from the Chaos Computer Club, which is
Of course.
a
CCC.
venerated hacker association.
With a nice little building on the Spree at,
Yeah.
what's that?
He says that anonymization might not be guaranteed. That, like, if you're looking at those stick figures, you can somehow still link, like, the gait, like the way they walk or the way they move, to other files of those people, and that you could actually make a
I mean, there's
correlation. But
precedent
isn't that
for
the
that.
point?
There's precedent for that. If the cameras are there, like they started the toll collect thing on the highway, and that was supposed to just like record trucks to make sure that you get the tolls for the trucks. And now they use them for murder investigations.
I mean, if somebody has a gun in their hand, maybe it's good that we know who it is.
I'm like the flock cameras in America. Like you get to have too many cameras, but generally, I think like having a computer watch a square where you don't want somebody sitting there. The person's going to fall asleep watching that. The computer's never going to fall asleep. So I'm with you. I don't really see the problem.
This guy Marx, great name, described the plan as expensive but dangerous security theater that serves no purpose. We should leave such technology to authoritarian states. And I usually love the Chaos Computer Club. Like, they had a great thing where they found out that VW cars could be hacked quite easily just by putting in a URL.
Yeah. Janowitzbrücke. Their building's at Janowitzbrücke.
Yeah. But I don't know how I feel about this. I mean,
I don't want. Somebody did say you want to be able to walk across Berlin Mitte without being observed. I get that.
It's like a slippery slope.
Yeah, but at the same time, I want to feel safe at Alexanderplatz.
And what happens when the AfD gets this technology?
Yeah.
Let's cross that bridge when we get.
Yeah,
to
but
it.
I mean, if they're going to have it anyway. Like, by us not using it now, where we have maybe an okay government,
right.
That doesn't prevent them from doing it in the future.
Fair enough. I mean, London is full of this stuff. Guess what though? London has less crime than Berlin. The murder rate in London has gone below Berlin's.
Yeah, but murder
which
rates
is shocking.
Murder rates in cities around the world have gone down.
But in Berlin, it's going up a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah. I saw this graph the other day, and apparently the murder rate in Berlin is on par with New York City now.
To be fair, I contemplate murder 2 or 3 times a day.
I don't think that's funny.
Of course it is. I mean, now that Schlecker's closed, it's a lot less, but...
Nobody... Man, you are a boomer, just like that
Yeah.
commentator said.
Uh,
But explain Schlecker. What the hell is Schlecker?
Schlecker was just a grocery. It was a drugstore where you went to get toilet paper and shampoo.
It was like an austere version of Rossmann.
It was horrible. It was like that's what all the comedians. There's a joke. Every comedian has this joke. It's like Schlecker was like Rossmann, except that you never paid. Because it was always one woman working there. It was one woman who had to be the cashier. She had to stock stuff. She had to answer questions, and she really did not care if you walked.
And
out
they
the
only
front.
took cash and EC-Karte.
Yeah, so it was just, and they were just rude.
And it
Of
was
course
a
it was.
family-run business that was not a limited liability company. It was just like a regular. It had like 3,000 stores, but it had like the corporate structure of like a mom and pop store.
Which actually, props to Anton Schlecker who ran it like that, saying, "I know it's my store. I'm responsible for it."
Uh-huh.
It was ultimately a problem. But I also have to say they did once kidnap his kids.
What? Who did?
Yeah, his kids got kidnapped. He had to pay ransom.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's not like they had an easy life.
This show is all about digression, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what podcasts are, man. Don't you listen to podcasts?
Yeah, I do.
Anyway, it's frustrating living in the city. We do have a very tolerated mafia. There are several organized crime families here, which are like a part of the fabric of Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
There was that. Did you watch that documentary B for Berlin or B? What was that? B. There was a documentary about Berlin and I think it was Diepgen, this old mayor of Berlin. Somebody asked him about, these Turkish and Arab crime families are getting stronger.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? And he said, I'm supposed to integrate the East Germans. I don't have time to worry about the Turkish people. Like, he basically just opened the door to these crime families.
Okay.
With these gun people, there's a shooting a day. I mean, like, they shoot at a building, they don't shoot a person. But that happens once a day now here, at least.
Wow.
They thought they would be able to control it. Like the cops were like, we're going to get this under control. They had not at all.
And that's also about linked to the Uber situation.
What's linked to the crime families? They think they fly people in from Turkey. They go to a restaurant and say, give us protection money. The guy's like, I'm not giving you anything. So they go to Turkey, fly somebody in. This is what the somewhat racist press says. Fly somebody from Turkey. He runs by the building, shoots twice in the building. Then the family goes back and says, hey, what about the protection
Is this
money?
linked to the drug trade?
Probably. It's all linked together. I'll just
Kids, don't do drugs.
Don't
You're
do drugs.
supporting murder.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
All right.
Time for Bear's Knees. 2 things we like about Berlin.
Yeah, what's your thing?
I'm late doing it, and I feel bad that I'm late doing it. But there's these things that you start out in Berlin, speaking of murdering people, that you hate. You just think, like, I hate this about Berlin. I don't want this. I wish it would go away, and now I love it. And that's the strawberry stands, Karl's Erdbeer stands. In the beginning, I was like, come on, man.
Didn't your kids work there?
Yeah, my son worked there, which makes me like it even more. I love, man, when they show up in the spring, I'm like, yeah, when's it opening? When's it opening? And then they open.
The strawberry's good.
They're good, man. I mean, they're probably full of pesticides and nitrogen, but they're good. And like I'm learning, there's different kinds of strawberries depending on the season.
Hey, what's it called again?
What?
What's the name of the company?
Carl,
Carl, right. And the strawberries come from the original Karl's Erdbeerhof in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I think they grow them all over now, but
Okay.
the thing in MacPom is there. Actually, in northern Germany, they have stores. There's actually Carl's
Wow.
stores. Yeah.
Fun fact, did you know that Karl's Erdbeerhof has opened up a strawberry theme park in California?
No way, really?
Yes.
No, I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Check it
Googling
out,
that.
man. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. This is like, who says Germans can't do innovation?
Yeah.
You know?
Introducing
East Germans doing innovation.
I went to high school in California. Actually, I graduated from high school north of LA, and my high school was literally surrounded by strawberry fields.
Right. It was somewhere there in that sort of agricultural valley in the middle.
And I thought
The Central Valley.
I thought I was like embellishing it, like to tell my kids this story. And then we went there once, and it literally, you can see it on Google Maps. It's just surrounded by strawberry
See,
fields.
you know, who needs BMW when you have Karl's Erdbeerhof?
Yeah, Karl's Erdbeerhof. What an export! What a
Isn't
great
that crazy?
export.
Like, Germany has a few of these things. Did you know that Flixbus, which is German, did you know they bought Greyhound?
Greyhound. They bought Greyhound.
Isn't
Yeah,
that insane?
it's crazy. The murder boss, man. Like I would never here. I took a Flixbus once. I would consider doing it here. I would never consider taking Greyhound in the States.
I've taken a lot of Flixbuses.
Awful.
I've taken some Greyhounds too. The Greyhound stations in the U.S. are like hell.
Oh, they're famous for being awful.
Yeah.
Bus stations.
Yeah.
That's the bottom. That your life is done when you're at the bus station.
Back when I lived there, when I was a young adult, I read too much Jack Kerouac and did a trip across the southeast, not the southeast. Southeast from South Carolina up to D.C. hitchhiking, but then I gave up because it was so scary and took a Greyhound in the middle of the night from Charlotte to D.C. It was horrible.
Whew.
Yeah, it was rough.
I took a Flixbus once from Hamburg to Berlin. The worst
I've
part.
taken a lot of Flixbuses to Copenhagen from here.
Ugh.
Once in a while, the wind will push them off the road and someone will be injured.
Well, they're
it's cheap, though.
buses. Yeah, the biggest problem with the one, it was in the middle of the night, and then it drops you off at the Busbahnhof in Berlin, which is at the convention center in
Zob.
Charlottenburg. Yeah, where nobody goes. They also have one at Alexanderplatz. I wish it would drop me there. That'd be better.
Yeah.
All right, what's your?
My Bear's Knees is also summer appropriate. It's the rowboat rental at Café am Neuen See in the Tiergarten.
There's nothing I like more than taking one of those rowboats out on that lake and it just stinking like stinky lake.
It's not stinky. It's just a regular lake.
Oh, it stinks like whatever. Because those lakes,
What do you mean it stinks?
there's no water movement in those lake. That water that's in there was in there when Isherwood was living in Berlin in the 30s.
No, it has flow. It has
Very little. It
throughput.
just stinks. You're just out there
It's
rowing.
like 11 euros or something. You can get it for an hour.
And then later in the day, like you're eating dinner and you're in a completely different district and you're eating dinner, and you realize you got some of the water on your arm and it just smells mildewy.
That is absolute nonsense. I had a wonderful time there with my 2 sons. They were mesmerized by it. It's kind of like being out on the bayou. And we saw turtles, live turtles.
Have you ever been on a bayou? Do you even know what a bayou is?
We saw herons.
Do you know what a bayou is? Being out.
I lived in South Carolina. That's close to the bayou.
It's like being out on the bayou.
It is, man.
All right. Get you some alligator shrimp po' boy.
Exactly. Well, no, you can get like an overpriced pizza after
at the Café am Neuen.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is slowly, like, all my favorite beer gardens are being renovated into, like, I hate them now.
That one's gentrified.
But it always was. That's what it was.
Yeah, it is the fancy, like, West beer garden. It's right next to all these embassies.
Yeah.
But the rowboats, man, it's a good deal. If you have kids to entertain on a hot summer day, take them out to the bayou and Tiergarten.
Actually, maybe a bayou, I do think a bayou probably does stink like that because it's in a swamp.
There are swamp-like aspects to that.
And that's what it smells like.
Yeah, so what, man? Like, grow up.
I mean, I was same thing when my kids were that age. We were on the same rowboats. Yeah, probably the same rowboats, literally.
It's great for couples. It's great for dates, though. Maybe on a first date, you don't want to be stuck on the rowboat. Second date material.
But it's not even like the lake. It's a pond, really. It's not a lake.
Yeah, it's a swamp.
How much does it cost? What did you say, 11 euros?
I think 11
for an hour.
Between 11 and 13 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Maurice, thanks for coming to Mitte for doing it here at this little studio.
Thank you, studio. Thank you, Andrew, for...
We're definitely more talkative in this situation.
Is that right?
I think so.
Okay. Because you're not, like, fiddling, like, desperately trying to, like,
make sure
salvage the technical situation. All right, like, subscribe, or whatever. I guess we have a YouTube channel now.
Smash that like button. Yeah, I can throw this up on. You can do that.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, guys.